Hi, my name is Melissa van Dijk, and in this video I'm going to show you how you can use La Roche-Posay Cicaplast GLB-5. At first I would like to go over the benefits, then the example morning and evening skincare routine, and lastly I want to show you the application. And you will find the timestamps plus PowerPoint in the description box down below. Now the Cicaplast GLB-5 helps to hydrate, soothe, protects and repairs the skin, can be used daily in the morning and or evening on its own or along any other skincare products, and it is suitable for all skin types. Now it has similar benefits to the popular Cicaplast Balm, where the major difference is that the Cicaplast Balm is a balm-like moisturizer, so it's very rich, it's very heavy and thick when applying it to the skin. Therefore, I usually suggest using this one only if you have dry to very dry skin. Whereas if you have normal to common to oily skin, this one can feel too rich for you. And then you may want to still get the same benefits but are looking into a more lightweight formulation, so this is where the gel comes in handy. And this now leads me into my example skincare routines that I have prepared for you. Now you can see the morning skincare routine right here. On the top you can see a box which describes the benefits of the example routine below. You can see the order of application, and please don't forget your sunscreen during daytime if you have sun exposure. First, you're going to get started with washing your face using a regular cleanser that's suitable for your skin type and needs. Then, if you like to, you can include an hydrating and soothing toner or their thermal spring water face mist, and then moving on to the Cicaplast gel. And lastly, to protect the skin during daytime when being exposed to the sun, don't forget your sunscreen. This would be the order of application. You can see the gel is the second last step in your routine. Below you can see the overall general guide which you can follow when trying this routine at home. This is the guide that I'm going to be following when doing the entire application. For the evening skincare routine, it can look pretty much the same, just without the sunscreen, so the gel is going to be the last step. However, if you have one stubborn sunscreen and or makeup throughout the day that you cannot properly get off by just using your regular cleanser, you can use an oil or balm cleanser instead, or do a double cleanse depending on your preference. But it's important to properly remove even your most stubborn sunscreen and or makeup from the skin before continuing with the rest of your skincare routine. Now, if you want to go over the entire example routine in your own time and you want to see what products I have picked, below the example routines in the PowerPoint, you can find a product description box, which includes all the products that I have listed, so the cleansers, then the thermal spring water, Cicaplast gel and sunscreens, including a general skincare tips guide on how you can wash your face to avoid skincare pilling, and some additional layering tips, as well as a sunscreen guide. So you will find all that information in the PowerPoint, which is in the description box down below. Now, I want to recreate my example morning skincare routine, starting off with the first step, which is washing your face. I'm going to use La Roche-Posay Toleriane Dermo Cleanser as an example. If you have a different one, replace it and read on the back of the packaging on how you should use it. With this one, it is advised to apply to dry skin, so I'm going to use about 2 pumps, massaging it on dry skin for about 30 seconds to a minute, and then I'm going to rinse it off using lukewarm water to warm water. Now, as most of you know, if you are washing your face above the sink, I highly recommend using a soft, clean microfiber washcloth, which you're going to wet, then squeeze it out, and then use it to remove any last traces of your cleanser, sunscreen, and or makeup, which you may not need when doing the cleansing step in the shower. So let's go ahead and get started. Now I'm using the washcloth. Once you're done with the washcloth, I recommend rinsing again using lukewarm water to warm water. After you have rinsed off your cleanser, I highly recommend taking a clean towel and gently patting all over to remove the excess water drops on the skin surface. This will help you that the products that you're going to then apply afterwards on top are able to absorb into the skin, do not dilute with the water, do not cause skincare peeling, or in the worst case scenario, skin sensitivity. Now, after your cleansing step, you can immediately move on to the application of La Roche-Posay Cicaplast GLB5 and use it on its own, and then there you have it. However, if you want to include, for example, an hydrating and soothing toner or the thermal spring water, now would be the time. You're going to apply it before applying the gel. So it is advised to use the thermal spring water, spray it evenly across your face and neck while your eyes are closed, and then you're going to let it absorb into the skin for about 2 to 3 minutes. And once that time has passed and you can still see some excess water drops on the skin surface, it is important to properly pat it all off with a cotton pad, with a clean tissue, or even a gentle towel, so that this also ensures proper layering when then moving on to the gel step. So now give it about 2 to 3 minutes. I'm going to do this now fast forward so that you can see the application, as this is now where I want to keep my focus on. And then if you can see, well, there's still a few drops left on the skin surface. Take your cotton pad, clean towel, and gently pat all over to remove them from the skin surface. If nothing is left at all and your skin has fully absorbed it, well, then there's no need to pat it off, and then you can immediately move on to the next step. Once you're done with the application of your toner or thermal spring water, now would be the time to move on to La Roche-Posay Cicaplast GLB5 and apply it evenly all over. You can use a pea to a bean size amount when doing the application. You should be able to cover the area entirely so that you're not going to miss any parts, and then let it absorb into the skin. If you just want to use the gel on a specific area, like just on your cheeks, but you want to avoid applying it in your T-zone, that's completely fine as well. It can be adjusted, but of course then you would need to use less product. So overall, please do not overdo it. You do not need a thick layer. Just distribute it thinly and evenly. So about that much, more or less. Rub your fingertips together and apply it all over. Avoid getting it into your eyes or into your mouth. Once you have applied it all over, you're going to leave it on the skin. There's no need to wash it off. And if you follow an evening skincare routine, then this is the last step, and then there you have it. However, remember, for the morning skincare routine and you have sun exposure, don't forget your sunscreen. And this is now the last step that I'm going to include so that you can see this as well on how it properly layers. Now, if you're about to apply your sunscreen, wait 1 to 2 minutes in between so that the gel can absorb and set before moving on to the sunscreen application. When it comes to your sunscreen, make sure to choose one that's working well for your skin type, skin tolerance, and it does not irritate your skin. Apply it 10 to 15 minutes before sun exposure, and use about half a teaspoon for your face, neck, as well as ears, and maybe about 1 teaspoon if you want to include your décolletage. Now, of course, that amount can be slightly adjusted if you have a larger or smaller face. And if you are going to apply it once properly in the morning and you do not have a lot of sun exposure, like where you have direct sun exposure, it should last you the entire day. If you have extreme sun exposure, or you sweat a lot, or after swimming or certain activities where it rubs off, then it is necessary to reapply it throughout the day. Now I'm going to use La Roche-Posay Invisible Fluid. I'm going to give it a good shake, and I have half a teaspoon right here as well. So about that much. Rub it between your hands and then apply it evenly all over. Now, of course, you do not have to cover your ears if you have longer hair, but still it is important, if they do get a lot of sun exposure, to cover them as well. And once you're done with the application, of course, you're going to leave the sunscreen on the skin. There's no need to wash it off, as it should help you to protect the skin from the damaging UV rays if you have sun exposure. Now, I hope that you enjoyed this video, that you find it helpful. If you did so, please don't forget to like, share and subscribe. And if you want to see more educational content, I'm going to leave some of the videos at the end of this video. So I will hopefully see you soon in the next one. Happy skincaring. Bye.